Let's get busy. Can y'all hear that? Hey, can you hear it? Let's see if you can hear it.
When he didn't even do anything. These guys were
extremely thin and light, making it an attractive material for nanotechnology applications. There is a
You want some coffee? Coffee?
multi-million-dollar industry.
No, I was gonna make some. You don't want none of mine.
To brainwash you in the very first scene of any movie you see. Universal Studios is so bad they use this goddamn globe as their logo, as their intro to every single movie that they make. At the beginning of every single movie Universal makes, you're gonna see this spinning globe logo. So it doesn't even matter what the movie's about. You're gonna be brainwashed.
No video, real video of the real Earth spinning in space, which you'd all like to see, actually exists. This is what he's shown. This is last year from the Discover satellite, the Epic camera. This is actually the dark side of the moon. Going past the Earth. There's the Earth spinning. And there's the dark side of the moon. The only problem with that is the moon's supposed to be orbiting the Earth, not just flying straight past it. Your eyes aren't fooled. Yeah, you've got your own senses, trust your senses, this is clearly CGI, but you go to NASA's website and they will claim this was taken from 1 million miles away from Earth by the Discover satellite. You'll notice also that the clouds don't really move. I mean, they move across, but they don't change, don't swirl, don't change direction. 5 hours, 3:50 to 8:45 is nearly 5 hours of time-lapse photography. Those clouds do not move at all.
You ever been mindfucked before?
Hello? Hello? Hello, how you doing?
Hi, this is Freddie from Senior Benefits. How are you doing today?
Freddie from Senior Benefits. It's good to hear from you, Freddie. You got a brother named Mike down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you did. Y'all bitches need to stop calling my phone.
Just quick verification call.
I said stop calling my phone. Hey, unless you want to sign up for my OnlyFans, do you swing that way, Freddie?
No.
Freddie, why you want to look at me naked? Freddie. Yo, Freddie. Freddie. Freddie got mad. He didn't want to say nothing else. Lugina, Stippen, Gibson, LJ. Can't you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you not hear me? Can you hear me now? Is that better? I don't know what. Let's see if I can fix it. I'm working on it. Let's see if I can fix it. Properties. Let's go to the properties. That's on That's the only thing right there. Yeah.
Nano, let's see if that does anything. How about that? Can y'all hear it? Let's see. I ain't supposed to be messing with shit on here. Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Sipping? Can you hear me now? I have some technical difficulties all the time. From time to time, I have. Can you hear me? Hello? Look at that CGI. Beautiful CGI.
We don't have a picture of our Earth, except for the nice composite fake images NASA gives you to make sure you keep believing you're in a ball and keep arguing on their behalf. Keep fighting.
You want a picture of Earth?
Keep telling people
go outside and take a picture of it.
we went to the moon, simply because you can't let your mind think of the possibility that someone lied to you.
Why would they lie to you, though? That's the question.
Behind this material.
Why would they lie to
Begin
you?
their movies.
Love you, Satan. What brought Disney business as usual? Now people bring their kids down there to Disneyland. Go on down there. There was a guy up there at the 106.7, Chad. Him and his wife was down at Disney every other weekend, seemed like. They went down there all the time, taking your kids down there, letting Satan get a hold of them. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, that's because I was working on the technical difficulties. I took an evening class with the doctor.
It's like I would film things up there. I would encourage like everybody, all different types of sexual. But there is that thing where it's like a lot of people misunderstand me with S&M and they think it's super. And I have to like explain to people how. Like, where it's more like you're tied down because you need...
Angelina Jolie, didn't she have her breast removed? I think she had her breast removed. Wasn't nothing wrong with them. She just cut them off.
Be able to, like, have
I think it was her.
done to keep still or, like, fights and that's something down. Like,
Luigi! Gruesome ritual celebrities perform to join the Illuminati and claims it's not the same as S&M, consensual sexual torture, although it's often... During the Illuminati ritual, you are indeed tied up, sodomized, and tortured by other members. Sodomized? Imagine it might be different for a girl. Girls are supposed to be penetrated. Guys, on the other hand, are not supposed to be penetrated. Pain is often so intense, many participants quit midway through. We also have she's been encouraging other celebrities to perform the ritual as well and join the Illuminati, which is what members are told to
be able
do.
to heal once you're being like or something. It's like it comes from that real place of like, you know, as opposed to being accessories or something like that.
Angelina believes that satanic objects used in the ceremony are just superficial. They aren't truly superficial. They truly summon dark spirits that create a real bond between yourself and Satan. Yeah, give him the blood. The blood of the lamb. Can't have it. That's Jesus' blood there, buddy. Oh, yeah. Many members also get tattoos during the ritual to sacrifice more blood to Satan. She's just nasty. She was married to that damn, what's his name? The guy that played, the tater guy. He loved French fried taters. French fried taters with mustard on them. Yeah, What was it not going to keep saying Forrest Gump, but it ain't Forrest Gump. It's Swing Blade. She was married to him. Now tell me how somebody that looks like that gets a girl that looks like, oh, that's because they're satanic. I got you.
It's like with tattoos and things. Like I've never always gotten them. There's like that time where he's like, oh, I have tattoos, and after a while, you're like, you can explain them and they can mean something. It's just comes from that real place.
Comes from that real place. Some of the rituals are indeed filmed and given to high-ranking members to watch. Like snuff films and shit. Where's the edge? Where's the edge?
Who's to say that there is an edge, and why assume there is one?
There ain't no damn edge.
When we are introduced,
that shit just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going. They've been lying to you. And look here, when it comes to find out you got all that extra land out there, then these people over here is going, we got too many people on the planet. Well, what about all that other land out there that y'all won't even tell us about? Why can't we go out there and live? I would much rather go outside this ring where y'all got all these crazy ass laws. I want to go outside of them so I ain't got to be paying no taxes. What you gonna do? I reckon I'll be farming and raising some hogs, some chickens. Get me 2 or 3 good looking blonde headed girls that know how to cook bread. I was watching them this morning. Cook bread, taters, and stew, and I'm good.
The idea of a flat earth.
How you gonna do it? Well, I'm gonna have me some horses out of mules to plow the land. We're gonna go back to the old days. Plow the land up. Might take me a rear tine tiller. Might take me a rear tine tiller with me. Well, how you gonna run it, Jamie? I'm gonna make my own gasoline with the potatoes that I grow, and I'm also gonna drink it. That's how they make the vodka.
Like
Dragon. Ooh, look at that. Where's all that water going to? Where's it all coming from?
In the currently most accepted model, Antarctica is not a continent, but a 360-degree landmass made up of ice that holds the oceans within.
Ice wall, baby.
When we look at a Gleason's map.
This is a Gleason's map. And it says as is at the top. This is a Gleason map. And it says on top up here, everything in here is scientifically correct. Notice this right here. Where's Antarctica on here? Where? Oh, it's just right here, around the outside. It's around the outside right there. That's Antarctica. Holding all this shit in. And they've been lying to you. That's why you can fly on this map, on this one. They got it on the plane. The Air Force One has this map on the wall. You can fly from here to England, just straight across. It ain't up, down, crossways, sideways.
1892, that states at the top that it's scientifically and practically correct, as is.
Scientifically and practically correct. As it is.
We see this Antarctic ice rim. The Gleason's map is basically an azimuthal equidistant projection, which can be traced back to the year 1000.
Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Hey. That's a recording or I'd play with them.
The AE map is also an official map of the United States Geological Survey, the USGS, and the official logo for the United Nations. The oldest known globe in the world is from 1492.
1492.
This is something you need to keep in mind because many people argue that the azimuthal equidistant map is just a flattened out version of the globe.
500 years old, a little over 500 years.
It's just a rounded version of this true world flat map. If the flat map came first and it has the ability to convert into a globe without any problems whatsoever,
where's this at?
Then that should tell you a little bit about how this globe...
If you take this right here, this map, all of these land masses that are around Antarctica, all of them have penguins. Why is that? We don't know.
Deception was achieved.
We do know. Because y'all bitches been lying.
If there is an edge or not. There is no proof that there is an edge past the Antarctic ice wall, but it is speculated by many that perhaps the plane that we live on is either extremely expansive or it's possibly endless. In these two scenarios, it would be logically assumed that more land is being hidden from the
Man, just imagine that. Being able to explore. I would love to do that. I always thought about the land of the lost and shit like that. or finding a portal where you could go back in time, and what would you do? It'd be like setting up what was me and guest was talking about it, having like a bug out bag or things that you need for if something broke down. This is what you do. You find you a portal, or you find a way down here to go across the ice into explore some new territory that nobody's ever seen. What would you need? We're going to need to take some provisions with us. MREs, plenty of bullets, couple of guns, or more than a couple. That would be amazing. Oh, what is that? Helicopters. Helicopters flying by this ice wall. That's just an ice wall.
In a 1954 interview with Admiral Richard E. Byrd, an American naval officer who specialized in exploration.
That's a nice looking jacket he's got on. You know what this right here is made out of? Wharf rat fur. Wharf rat fur is some of the warmest fur on the planet Earth. Wharf rat fur. Or naga hide. Naga hide is waterproof.
He had this to say.
But strangely enough, there's left in the world today.
Eskimos use naga hide for to line the inside of their jackets. And their condoms.
An area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole, on the other side of the South Pole, from Middle America. And I think it's quite astonishing that there should be an area as big as that unexplored.
Implying that there is more land past Antarctica. If that uninhabited land was on a globe, it would be in the Indian Ocean. A recent discovery of an old Buddhist map in a newspaper from 1907 seems to support the idea of a vast plain with much more land.
Look at that. Who drew this map? It wasn't Christopher Columbus. Epstein Island visitors. Oh, shit. Barack Obama. Anthony Weiner. Bernie Sanders was over there. Bernie. Oh, say Bernie ain't over there trying to do something to the kids. What were they doing? Well, they locked that bitch up for, they locked her up for trafficking kids. What do you think they were doing to kids? What does trafficking kids entail?
Frontline America, and I also represent a media outlet.
Let's see what this title is on this. It says, stop what you're doing and watch this. This is the best explanation of Maricopa County Election Day disaster you will ever watch. Now, this guy was out there filming, and the guy come out and said, y'all can't be filming out here. Well, I can't be filming out here. Y'all got your credentials? What credentials are you talking about? You talking about the First Amendment? Well, not that. We don't recognize that around here. You got to be pre-approved to come up in here. And they kicked him out. These guys are suing them.
America's Voice News. We were denied entry along with my colleague Jordan Conradson to the election office, and I figured this was an appropriate time to redress my grievance. I spend most of my time on the southern border exposing the invasion that's going on down there, especially here in Arizona, and what's coming into our country.
Maricopa County?
The biggest concern I have is if this election is certified, the only parties that will benefit from this are the cartels. They've taken over Mexico, and sadly, they've taken over many politicians in America. What we saw on Election Day was outrageous, and to say that it was anything but that is either you think we're stupid or you're just that arrogant. What we've seen from you in the election office and your response, very simple questions needed to be asked. 2020 was a disaster. How was 2022 worse? You cannot say that you can certify an election when half of the voting machines were down. Was it 1,000 people that were disenfranchised? Was it 10,000 of the people that were there in line, or the people that didn't show up because they saw on the news the election machines didn't work? The fact that you've already made up your minds, you've already made the decision. This is all semantics. All of us coming up here and speaking is semantics. You've already made your vote. You've already made this decision. You said the world is watching, and you're right. They're watching, and they're watching this disaster play out in front of them. You responded to the AG with the most pathetic, inept response I've ever seen. You have not redressed the grievances of these people. That is the question. And the answer that I hear from everyone across this room is, you cannot certify. So the question is, what is the remedy? The fact that you were on a PAC that was going against Kerry Lake, as well as Richer, going against Kerry Lake, how can you say that there's no conflict of interest? You have a Secretary of State running against a gubernatorial candidate. How can you say there's no conflict of interest? And then your machines go down on election day. It is absolutely outrageous. If you certify today, the only thing you'll be certifying is your corruption.
Thank you again.
Yep. If you certify today, you'll only be certifying your corruption, and you all should be held accountable in the military tribunals. That now it looks like that's the only way we're going to have to fix this shit up. What's this screaming for, man? Oh, that don't look like CGI shit. Apple has also threatened to withhold Twitter from its app store, but won't tell us why. Elon Musk is talking about making his own phone.
Supposed curvature of their globular Earth. Similar to what is taught about boats disappearing beyond the horizon, they claim these boats, and the pole star, are disappearing behind the physical curvature of a globe, and insist if the Earth was truly a stationary plane, that Australians should have no trouble viewing Polaris. The fact of the matter is that all stars positioned north of a southbound traveler gradually decline overhead the farther the observer travels southwards, just as all stars positioned south of a northbound traveler gradually decline overhead the farther the observer travels northwards. Likewise, all stars located north of a northbound traveler gradually rise overhead the farther the observer travels northwards, while all stars located south of a southbound traveler gradually rise overhead the farther the observer travels southwards. This phenomenon has absolutely nothing to do with the supposed curvature of a globe, and everything to do with the law of perspective, which dictates that the angle and height at which an object is seen diminishes the farther one recedes from the object, until at a certain point the line of sight and the seemingly uprising surface of the earth converges to a vanishing point, in this case the horizon line, beyond which the object becomes invisible.
Horizon line.
Thomas Winship wrote,
Frederica!
If we select a flat street a mile long, containing a row of
That
lamps,
did look fake, didn't
it
it?
will be noticed that from where we stand,
that scream alarms
the
your dog.
lamps gradually decline to the ground.
It's because your dog ain't been living right. That scream upset that dog. He ain't been living right. He needs to get his ass right with the Lord. Flat Earth, what's your name? Where you calling from?
The last one being apparently...
Frederica.
Frederica, what's going on, man?
I'm tired of this flat Earth, hollow Earth bullshit. Y'all gonna...
Hollow Earth? What are you talking about?
Hollow Earth, flat Earth. Y'all supposed to get in the ring and box this shit out. How is it hollow? How is it flat? Y'all got so many crazy conspiracy theories.
I know, listen to that crazy one you got. You said it was round.
No.
No. You hold up. Who told you it's round?
Majority of the...
Who told you it's round, Frederica?
We've been out of space.
Frederica, who told you it's round?
We've been out of space.
Frederica, I asked you a question. It's real simple.
I've seen it myself.
Who told you it's round?
No one told me. I've seen it.
You seen what?
Google Earth.
You ain't never been to outer space.
Google Earth show you a live image of the Earth.
Google Earth shows you a live image of the Earth?
Yes.
No, it don't.
Yes, it does.
No, it don't.
Oh my God.
Frederica, have you never seen what they do?
What do you think?
Frederica, have you never seen Frederica? Have you never not seen what they do in Hollywood in the studios and stuff?
Hey, Have you ever not seen?
Have I never not seen what?
You asked me, have you ever not seen?
Yeah, I said, have you ever seen?
I ain't seen it, right?
Have you seen what they do in the Hollywood studios?
Yeah.
So do you think that's real, what they're showing you on TV?
Hell no, I seen a
What do you mean, no? Hold up. You don't believe that, but you believe it when they show you a CGI composite of the Earth on Google Earth.
You can do computer.
You can do a whole lot of shit if you got somebody gullible enough to listen to you. You can do a whole lot of shit there, Frederica, and get away with it if you got people that can't think outside the box. Now, Frederica, who's in charge of Google? Frederica, who's in charge of Google Earth?
Who's in charge of it?
Yeah, who's in charge of it?
What's that mean?
That means who runs Google Earth?
Who's in charge of YouTube? A man.
I think the CIA's in charge of YouTube.
Nobody give a rat's ass what you think, Jamie.
Well, I said what I think.
Well, what you know.
What do you know? Tell me what you know. Tell me, lay it down on something that you be willing to bet your life on. What Google Earth told you, and I ask you, who runs Google Earth?
No, I said what Google Earth shows me. I ain't say they told me anything.
Well, what Google Earth shows you then? Who runs Google? You're still not answering the question.
Listen.
You're still not answering the question, and there's a reason why you're not answering the question, because you know what I'm going to tell you, and you know that it's true. Now, who runs Google Earth?
Some white man.
Oh,
I don't know.
The racist white man? Is that who you listening to?
I'm not listening. I'm watching.
So you watching? Hey, same thing. Did you watch King Kong when Samuel L. Jackson was flying the helicopter at him, and the King Kong had his eyeball open and you could see Samuel L. Jackson's reflection. He had a .45 pistol and he had it holding it sideways shooting. Is that what you believe, Frederica?
If I can
Frederica.
Step outside of my car and see me on my phone, I don't think that's computer.
You ain't gonna see yourself on. You ain't gonna pull up nowhere and Google Earth and step out and see yourself on a damn phone. You're looking at pictures, Frederica, is what Google Earth is. It ain't nothing live on Google Earth where you can see a satellite come overhead and see you waving at the damn camera.
Well, all the cars be in the parking lot. Are those computer-generated pictures? Does that make believe Hollywood?
What are they? So what? They're taking pictures of cars?
Are these cars?
Frederica, I can go up in a plane and take a picture of a car. I can go up in a hot air balloon and take a picture of a car. Stop believing what the people that lie to you, Frederica. Those racist people that kept your people in chains, stop listening to them. Or keep believing them. It's up to you.
Jamie.
It's up to you, Frederica. It's up to you.
What's going to benefit you from the earth being flat?
What do you mean, what is it going to benefit me?
That's all you're concerned about. What is it going to
No, I'm concerned about these people lying to me, Frederica. I'm concerned. Frederica, I'm concerned. I'm concerned about what these people are lying about, Frederica. I'm concerned about what these people are lying about.
They been lying, Jason.
Exactly. So why do you believe them? Then why do you believe them, Frederica? Then why do you believe them? You sit here and call them liars, but then you turn around and go, I believe them.
No, I believe certain shit. You believe the Bible.
Oh, you believe certain shit. Oh, you believe certain shit.
Factual.
So is that your God? Science? Is science your God?
Knowledge.
Is science your God, Frederica?
Nah.
What knowledge are you talking about? Are you talking about man's knowledge? What they've told you?
No, I'm talking about the outcome of experiments.
What outcome of an experiment? Because their math don't work, Frederica. Frederica, their math don't work. Frederica, that should be one of the main things. Their math don't work on what they say that the circumference of this earth is. That right there can be disproven every time.
Jamie.
Frederica.
Have you ever seen a science experiment?
Well, yeah, Frederica, when I was in school, I seen science experiments.
Okay, so the experiment has a hypothesis.
Frederica, if they tell me that the Earth is 25,000 miles in circumference, and for every mile it should drop 8 inches, I should only be able to see so far in a straight line without it being below the horizon, the curvature of the Earth. That is proven false in a bunch of different places, and you're still believing the liars that you admit are liars. You're still believing them. I don't know, Frederica. Frederica, I don't know.
I don't say. What did you see if you look all the way out into the water? What do you see in the ocean?
You see to the horizon, to as far as your eyes can see.
And what does that mean?
That's as far as your eyes can see.
So you ain't gonna be able to dip off like curve downward, would you?
Well, Frederica, now when I look out there with my naked eye, when I look with my naked eye to the horizon, and it looks like that's where the curve is. Hold up, Frederica. When I'm standing on the beach and I'm looking out there as far as I can see with my naked eye, and it looks like I can't see no further because that's got to be the curve right there until I pull up a camera with a zoom lens on it, and then it goes way on out there past where I can see with my naked eye.
So you can look.
Hold up, Frederica. Frederica, let's do this experiment.
So with a telescope, you telling me you can see from Virginia to Africa?
No.
Oh, with a telescope, you saying you can see farther, so something should be on the other side of that water, right?
Well, Frederica, you do realize that there's hills and mountains and stuff like that. I'm not saying it's flat like a piece of paper. Frederica, I ain't going to keep arguing with you. Hey, Frederica, you keep believing the liars that you call liars. You keep believing them. Hey, baby, I love you. You tell me you're not going to sleep with him again. I believe you this time. Yes, ma'am, I believe you that you're not going to sleep with him again because you told me. You keep believing the liars, Frederica. It's your choice. I'm going to believe what I want to believe because it's my choice.
Yeah.
You don't have to believe in God. I do.
I do too.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
The God you believe in is not the same God I believe in.
I know. Yours came 1,000 years after.
No, mine didn't come 1,000 years after.
Yeah,
how old do you think the earth is, Frederica?
I'm talking about Christianity.
How old do you think the earth is? Frederica, how old do you think the earth is? Frederica, how old do you think the earth is? How old?
Older than Christianity.
How old is the earth, Frederica?
Older than Christianity.
Who told you that? Here we go. Facts. It messes him up every time. Facts mess him up. It messes him up with his argument.
Who told you it wasn't?
Who told you what wasn't?
That the earth's not older than Christianity.
That it's not older than Christianity. God said he made the earth.
God said, who heard him say that?
The people that God told it to. Are you disputing them people? Hold up, are you disputing it? Hold up, are you disputing it? Are you disputing them people that wrote down God's word?
Even know their name.
Are you disputing them people that wrote down God's word?
Even know their name.
Well, Paul was one, John was one. There's a Bible full of them right here.
No.
So are you disputing them people?
Yeah.
Well, how are you disputing them people? Because you don't know. You weren't there. You weren't there. You weren't there. You're going off what somebody else told you. Like I said, Frederica, you believe what you want to. It's your right. It's your right to believe what you want to.
That's right.
But when somebody shows you, hey, that guy's pissing down your back and he's telling you it's raining, and you go, I know, but he's telling me the truth about this. You just stand over there smelling like pee. You stand over there smelling like pee. That's what you're going to do. You're going to stand over there and smell like pee, Frederick, and go, what the hell's going on? I smell like pee. That guy's pissing on your back, telling you it's raining. And I'm telling you he's pissing on your back and telling you it's raining. You going to believe him.
I'm telling you the same thing about the Bible. But you love
What are you telling me the same thing about the Bible? That's my faith, Frederica. That's my faith. That's what I believe.
You love the smell of piss, then, Jamie.
What are you talking about? I love the smell of piss.
They pissing down your back and you love the smell of piss.
Who? So who you saying the government wrote the Bible?
Yeah.
The government wrote that?
Yes.
How old is the Bible, Frederica?
It's about let me see. I'm going to tell you exactly. 800 years old.
How old is America?
Oh, about 500 years. 1776 America was born. The Bible came out in 1590.
So you're saying the Bible come out in 1590?
Yes, that's true. The Gutenberg Press, before that came out, the bishops and the Catholics.
What about the Dead Sea Scrolls, Frederica? What about the Dead Sea Scrolls? When did they come out?
They found those in a fucking cave. Are you talking about when they found them?
Are you saying are you saying those are not true? Are you saying those are not true? Are you saying those are not true either?
I mean, it's funny how those are found in a cave thousands of years carbon dated before the Bible was written.
Well, I don't believe in the carbon dating process.
Oh, so who gives a fuck how old they are?
Well, they're older than 500 years. They're older than 500 years. They're older than 500 years. Frederica, they're older than 500 years old.
50 Jamie.
What? They're older than 500 years old, Frederica. Frederica, you don't have to believe in God. You don't have to.
You don't have to believe the earth is flat, but quit talking about the bullshit.
I can believe what I want to, Frederica. Frederica, why you get to tell me what I can believe in and you get to believe what you want to?
What happened to that?
How come I can't believe what I want to believe?
Do you believe the
Stop being a tyrant, Frederica. Your party is prone to that. Being tyrant dictators trying to tell me what I can do. This is America. I can do what the hell I want to. You want me to prove it to you? Frederica, you want me to prove it to you that this is America and I can do what I want to? Watch this. Yeah. Crazy ass. Believe what you want to, Frederica. Have fun with it. But I hope you're right. Rwanda is a real place, is a real thing. Rwanda's a real place and a real thing? Okay, Rwanda's a real place and a real thing. Yippity-doo, Rwanda! This is what my man Elon Musk says on his bedside. Diet Coke. I wouldn't be drinking no Diet Coke. That's just nasty. Look at that picture right there. Who is that? That's George Washington crossing the Potomac. They up there pushing off an iceberg so they can get across. Because over here on the other side is a bunch of redcoats that they was going to kill. Shoot them up. Because them guys over in the redcoats was going, y'all got to give up them guns. And George said, bullshit, you ain't taking my gun. Come get it, bitch. Sale movie in the end, they are walking in circles. Here we go. We were talking about this yesterday. I can melt your heart. Massive flock of sheep been walking in a circle for 12 days. We was talking about this last night on the phone. This is what I'm talking about. Walking in circles. And they was going, that happens all the time, Jamie. No bullshit, it don't. This shit just started happening. Or this shit would have been on the news before. New York City in the year 1900. Ever wonder how they built skyscrapers before cars and trucks were invented? How did they do that? This guy's got a wagon over here. Well, they use pulley systems and stuff to pull the material up to the top. You know, Tartaria? I think that's what this is referencing. Look, this is what I don't see. I don't see people shitting in the streets. Those on the back alleys. Oh, here we go. Here's another one of those fake imposters. This guy would be called a spy if we was at war. We are. We're at war. Information war is going on. This is Kevin Searfried from Delaware. He's a registered Democrat who poses a Trump supporter with a Confederate flag. Why y'all Democrats always carrying the Confederate flag? Oh, y'all was trying to push that shit off and say it was Trump people that entered the Capitol on the 6th. The hijacking plot will be exposed one at a time. Wait till we get up there on January when the Republicans take over and we start playing all that video footage from the security cameras. And then we go, Nancy, I need to see your emails. You and that damn Democratic mayor up here. We need to have y'all's emails brought down here so we can go through them and see what y'all were talking about. Because y'all people are stupid. You got caught.
Unknown caller.
All of you got caught. Flat Earth, what's your name? Where you calling from? Hello?
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 Hi, yes.
Hey.
Am I speaking with the owner of...
What's your name?
Martin Drive?
Are you just speaking with the owner what? Hello?
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 Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just wondering if I'm speaking with the owner of 428 Barton Drive.
Yes, you are.
Okay, my name is Neil. I'm just checking if you have considered selling this property.
$200,000 and I'll sell it today. Cash money.
Yeah, we're offering cash. You said
$200,000 cash money.
Oh. Okay. Can you tell me a bit more about the upgrades that you have done here?
Yeah, $200,000 worth. Are you interested?
Okay, gotcha.
Are you interested?
Well, I'll go with some comparables. I'll get back to you.
Oh, get back to me. $200,000 and it's yours. I'll sign the deed over to you today.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right. Have a good one. He's calling about a property we own over here in Forest Park. Yeah, bring me some cash. Show me the money, baby. And cryptocurrency? No, I don't want none of that cryptocurrency. That shit. Is it the kind that Bankman-Fried was in? No, hell no. I don't want none of that because he was sending a lot of that to Democratic people. Are y'all gonna give it back? Or y'all gonna give it back to the people that he robbed it from? Oh, what's up? Y'all stop stealing money over there, Democrats. Before I knew about the Baphomet gender invasion, Lady Gaga always seemed a bit wrong. That's because she is a bit wrong. This is a man. Just like Big Mike Michelle Obama. Penis about that long. Amber turd size. That's just a big penis. Well, that's a big turd.
Nothing really shocks me anymore.
It covered up his whole damn pillow. Snoopy pillowcases. From My Pillow. He had a Snoopy pillowcase over his My Pillow that he got from the pillow guy. That's why they don't like the My Pillow guy, because he was selling pillows to Johnny Depp and Amber Turd was taking a dump on him. She said, I don't like that My Pillow guy. Watch this. I'm going to take a dump on your pillow. Well, hold up. I just got that from My Pillow guy.
All right.
And then you blame it on the dog. How dare you?
When it comes to the news, like they're brazen, arrogance and just the way that they'll just fucking lie and like in the gaslight, it doesn't really shock you. But every now and then there's one that just makes me go like, are you fucking kidding me? And there was one today from the National Post.
Hold up a minute. This is a family show. You can't be talking like that on here.
Which was like, I couldn't go to my father's funeral because of the
Butch, Lugina, Frederica, Laura.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, we got no. What's a SAS abortion? McNasty abortion, whatever her name is.
For 2 fucking years. For 2 years, you wouldn't let people go see their dying relatives in the hospitals or in long-term care. You wouldn't let them go to their funerals, right?
You could go to George Floyd's funeral. One of the 5 that they give him. They drug his nasty, stinking ass all over America. What did they put inside the casket to keep the smell down? They had one of them pine tree things that you hang on the mirror. It was, if you was to pop it up, it was hanging right there. That's what they used to keep the smell down, and it started getting bad. About week 5, the 5th funeral that they had for him, they had to keep the doors open on the church. It was stinking. He had been eating a lot of pork.
There was, 6-person, limits on funerals.
Man, last night I got some pinto beans, and it was cooked with the ham bone from Thanksgiving. The meat was like falling off of that. And I had to pick through that because I don't like that grizzly fat ham meat. But that shit was good. Pintos and cornbread. She had made some mashed potatoes and some salmon patties. I ate good last. I got some in the bag in there.
Funerals, right? Because COVID. And then it got worse. And then it was, well, you can't go to a funeral unless you're fucking vaccinated. You're not allowed in the funeral home if you haven't received a pup.
You might get the guy sick. Well, he's dead. They put a guy's execution off because he's got COVID. We don't want to kill him. You know, because he's sick. We don't want to interfere with his time with the COVID. Probably because, now look here, if they had killed him, executed him, with him being positive for COVID, they could have put that on the numbers, jacked him up just a little bit more, like he did with the guy on the motorcycle down there. Remember him? He was doing wheelies like Evel Knievel, jumping over school buses. And then he run into Fonzie and he says, set up me a Shark Tank down there at Al's. I want to do one down there. Yeah, Laverne and Shirley's coming down there to watch me jump it. I'm going to have a threesome with them. Laverne is a tall, stringy, redheaded girl. She looks nasty nowadays. She looked all right back then in them days. And then you got the little short, black-headed one. But we're going to have us a threesome down there after I get through jumping over the Shark Tank. Why would you want to do that, Evil? Well, it says, I want to break every bone in my body before I die. He was a stunt man.
Pokey poke.
That's the reason I used to watch him crash. He crashed with the best of them.
And so eventually Canadians get pissed off at not just
TV for $1. Volume stuck on maximum. I couldn't turn it down. You can put like some earmuffs on and listen to it.
This thing, right? Like a multitude of these things, like getting fired from their jobs, like their kids being forced to wear masks in school, like being, shunned from society and not allowed to go to gyms or restaurants.
Shunned from society. If you want to shun me because you got a mask on, feel free to shun me. That shit don't bother me. I'm going to sleep good tonight. Going to bed, put my head on the pillow, and I'm going to toss and turn and cry and clutch my pillowcase real tight. Not the one that Amber Turd took a dump on. That's on the other side of the bed. But the one I sleep with at night, I'm going to cuddle up to it and cry into it because you think I'm a moron. You out here wearing a mask. That don't stop viruses. Read the box. Can you not read the box? It says right there in plain English. Maybe you speak Vietnamese or something. Eskimoian. I don't know what language, but it says in English. Maybe you can get one of your friends to come over and translate it for you. Does not stop viruses. Get you one like Alyssa Milano's got that's crocheted and you still see through it like this right here. Look at me virtue signaling out here. And I'm going to get rid of my Tesla car and go get one from, who made the Volkswagen? Hitler? Oh, I done stepped off in it now, ain't I? Yeah, moron.
Or basically anything that's non-essential. And then they're threatening to throw you in fucking jail if you won't get vaccinated. They're threatening to tax you if you won't get vaccinated. They're threatening to kick you out of grocery stores if you won't get vaccinated. But then the convoy comes along and says,
you can't go into grocery stores. Never had no problem going into grocery stores. I had a problem at the hospital one night. I had a wreck. Went in there and they was talking that bullshit. Put a mask on before you come up in here. Well, no, I'm good. And then we walked through there. Go watch the video. He ain't got a mask on. He ain't got a mask. And these are people that work there. He ain't got a mask. She ain't got one on. She ain't got one on. You must have bumped your damn head. I said no. What don't you understand about the word no? If I was doing that to a female, I'd be called raping somebody. I said no, bitch. Stop mask or raping me. I'm not putting it on. We're not going to have any. You can keep talking. I'm not listening no more. Now, you want to get the police up in this bitch? Let's call the police. Thought y'all didn't like the police. Most of y'all Democrats don't. You're always trying to defund them. Let's call them up in here and have them violate my rights. Because I'm not putting... If they come in here and go, put a mask on. No. It's not a law. Mr. Lawman. That's what your job is to enforce the law. So you need to recognize where your priorities should be at and get your ass back over there. Go back to the Dunkin' Donuts if you don't mind. But I'm getting in here because I had a wreck. Y'all don't want to see me? Write it down. In case I die, my family go, look, they refused to see him right here because he wouldn't put a mask on. And he died. Oh, cha-ching. Lawsuit.
There's enough of this fucking bullshit. We're done with this. Stop these. End all of this shit now, right? And then they blame the convoy.
You know how it ends? When you stop letting them do it.
Because one person
You just don't pay on
their
their
fucking father's funeral, allegedly. So, oh my God, invoke the emergency.
My hearing aid battery's dead. I can't hear nothing you're saying. You ain't got no hearing aid battery in. What? What did you say? I'm telling you, my hearing aid battery's dead. I can't hear you.
Because fucking lady couldn't go to her dad's funeral, which I don't even fucking believe.
That old lady that was sitting in the windows crying because she couldn't talk to her kid or grandkid outside, and then they wheeled that old lady away. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Why are you doing that? Oh, because I'm following orders. What, the guys over there in Germany did that at one time too, and just said, we're following orders. We're following orders. Get on the bus. Get on the train car. Come on, get on. You don't need to take that widget. Why not? Well, you ain't go. We're going to give you new things. Get on the train car. Get on. No, thank you.
Leave. So kids couldn't go to daycare. Yeah, that we had 2 years of that. Kids couldn't go to school. We had 2 fucking years of that. I couldn't go to work. You fired me from my fucking job. I couldn't see my relatives. You banned people from entering long-term care. This is literally what the convoy was about. All of those things, and you're complaining about this like.
And then you called the police out and you trampled old women with horses, and y'all sons of bitches with the badges on. Oh. When the shit hits the fan, we remember what we seen.
Your story.
Threatening people. No, I'm just telling you we remember. Tribunals, bitches. Guilty. Take him right out back there to the gallows. We got a maid in the back. Flat Earth, what's your name? Where you calling from? Hello?
Dark Brandon.
Oh, now it's Dark Brandon. Frederica's done had his call today. I should get paid double talking to your ass because you got multiple personalities.
No, okay, listen to this. GM and Ford had dealings with Nazis too. You know that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so why you hating on Volkswagen?
No, I'm pointing. I'm pointing out that Alyssa Milano. Hold on, Frederica. Dark Brandon. I'm pointing out that Alyssa Milano said she give up her Tesla because of the white racist guy talking about Musk, and she went and bought a Volkswagen. I'm showing the hypocrisy that y'all like to have on the left.
But what can she buy if every company was funding the Jews?
I don't know what she could buy. But she shouldn't be out here. She shouldn't be out here gaslighting people, going, "I'm getting rid of my Tesla because it's a racist guy that owns that company."
Maybe she's going for Volkswagen because she's turning against the Jews who got all the power in America that's making things fucked up the way they are.
Is that what it is? Is that what you think it is?
Yeah, more people are turning to be like these Jews and these, like, the Jews.
You can't talk about the Jews there, Frederica. You're going to get in trouble. Frederica, they're gonna silence you. You can't talk about the Jews.
The Christians are next.
You can't talk. The Christians has always been persecuted. We're being persecuted right now.
Well, not worse than the Jews are.
Sure we are. We're being persecuted worse than the Jews. Yeah, we are.
Well, who's y'all's Hitler?
Who's who?
Obama's y'all's Hitler.
No, Satan is our Hitler.
Well, damn, this was
Read the Bible. Read the Bible, Dark Brandon.
Matters now. When these people basically just got
Satan is the Christian's
they
Hitler.
decided they were going to travel across.
You can't say the Hitler. Why not? Hitler is history. What do you mean I can't say it? What else? Shut you down. Well, that's because they don't want to hear the truth. They don't like listening to the truth. See, this right here is perfectly okay. This kind of garbage right here. But that's not, Satan's not real, Jamie. What are all these people doing this shit for then? Well, that's just because that's their artistic shit coming out of it. He's not hiding this shit no more because people don't care. They ain't got the balls to stand up and say nothing. Perpetual motion. thing's going upstream. A crooked stick's going upstream. That's devil worshiping. It's I don't even know what it'd be called, but it's because it's going uphill. It's like a screw. It's climbing the wall. Look at it. It's climbing the water. Oh, perpetual motion. Perpetuum vehicles. Can someone derive the equation of motion for this? Probably could. Balenciaga.
A lot of Volkova posting borderline child sexual abuse images on his page. Are you a cop? Okay, well, sorry. Why are you supporting a company that literally promotes pedophilia? Well, I mean, obviously you're providing security for them. So this company here supports pedophilia, Balenciaga.
Balenciaga's coming out.
Okay, so you're literally defending Lada Volkova, who has a lot of images of child sexual abuse on her Instagram. So are you guys going to disavow this pedophile company you guys work for, or what? You guys are a bunch of pedophile sympathizing, defending pieces of shit. What's your badge number?
That's what you had to do is call them out.
What's your badge number? What's your badge number? What is your badge number? You're having to give me your badge number. Oh yeah, pedo defender cops don't do that, do they? So these are pedophile defending cops right here.
Double time. Say double time.
Sir, how do you feel about child sexual abuse images on Lada Volkova's Instagram page? The head designer Balenciaga. So.
Yep. Why is these malls allowing this shit to be in their stores? You're complicit. Pay 30%, go to war. Whoa. Elon's going to war with Apple. People of China are rising up. Look at all these people out here. They say, we're tired of the child pedophilia going on in the world. Well, no, they're over there arguing because they're making them wear masks and locking them down in their houses. Y'all can't get out. What about in case we had a fire? Well, you can't get out. Can't get out if you got a fire. Well, I don't want to be locked in just in case. That sounds like some kind of safety code violation. Well, they don't have that in China. China, they don't get away with that shit. They can do what they want to because they got dictators in China. Dictators, yeah, you got dictators, you got fried taters, you got mashed potatoes, au gratin taters. You got all kind of taters over there in China. People get tired of it. They get pushed to the precipice. What did he say? He said, I ain't taking it no more. I ain't putting up with this bullshit no more. Piers Morgan and his Ronaldo dick sucking.
I was a poll observer in Tonopah at the Valley Baptist Church on Election Day. I was there at 5:40 in the morning, so I saw the opening procedures, and I left at about 1:40. From the start, both tabulators were not working. I was told by the workers that the second machine wasn't working the night before during a test run, but the first one ran perfectly until the morning. Maricopa County was notified about the second tabulator.
That's right. They risking life and limb over there in China.
The county would send them one first thing in the morning. By the time I left at 1:40, there was not a second tabulator that was working. The inspector surmised that perhaps it was the printers that were the problem, and they were trying to figure that out. At 7:17 a.m., that's an hour and 17 minutes after the polls had opened, the first tabulator was working.
Hey, Buck.
Was only processing.
Buck, let's try to get that wheel seal knocked out there, please.
That's about 20.
Try to get that wheel seal knocked out there, Buck.
Only 26% of the ballots had been processed. That's a lot of people.
Hopefully that union breaks over with up there. Hopefully that union breaks over with. Oh, they, them.
Magpie's pronoun set is it, bug, dirt, they, right?
It, bug, dirt, they. You need to come down here and talk to this doctor for a little while. See why you're feeling this way. Why you think you're it, bug, dirt, and they. Why do we have so many people that are acting like that? As we speak, Moroccan migrants are rioting and setting cities on fire all over Europe. Well, that's y'all. Let them into your country. Let them in. Come on. You know the bitches down there with the shirts on goes, come into our country, we love you. And then you see a picture over there all bloodied and beat up and raped. Well, how'd that work out for you? Oh, it worked out good. They were peaceful, loving people. Peaceful, loving people. Yep. Y'all invited them into your country and they're going to destroy it. And what are you going to do about it? It's going to get nasty before it gets better. That's the only way forward. This wasn't written to keep you in line. It was written to keep them in line. Talking about the Constitution. Talking about keeping the government in line. Never forget, this is what the Republican leadership was doing instead of winning the Senate for Republicans in 2022. That's Turtleneck McConnell. I don't know their names, but they're all. What are y'all doing over there in the Ukraine? What are y'all doing? How much money did y'all receive back from Ukraine through all that money we sent over there? Maybe we need to do an audit. Maybe we could get some of them 87,000 IRS agents that y'all just hired. Maybe they could go through your shit. Netherlands to close up 3,000 farms to comply with the EU rules. Here's some rules for your EU. You know, look at this girl right here. Look at these geniuses that we got right here. Look at her. These are the people calling you a conspiracy theorist. Look at what she's got on. Who come up with that design? Oh, it only takes one idea and you can become a millionaire. Who designed this thing right here? See how she can see through it? See how this right here? Her hands are free. Now, the virus will not come down and come up in. It only attacks from the side right here or top down. It does not come from the bottom up. Ain't she a genius? Look at her glasses. Her food's right over there. Uncovered. Virus is dropping all over this shit. Where's she going to put it? Right in her mouth. Uncovered. She should be in a vacuum if she wanted to eat that food without having to be sick. Who's been touching this keypad? I don't know. Here's Lotta Volka, the top designer for Balenciaga and Adidas. What do you think she does on the weekends? And is she really a ginger? Don't know. Seems she likes the color red. She's got it all over her hands. Is that supposed to be the blood? What are you doing with them babies? Coming out.
Supervisors. I was a poll worker. I worked at the Paradise Valley Community College 14-day center. So I was working for 14 days straight. And what I will say that I...
14 days straight, you need to get a day off. That sounds like some slave labory going on right there. Slave labory. Slave labory.
This cycle,
he used his 2 phone calls up for the day.
When they come in and they bring their ballot and they can't turn it in.
Unless he's got another alter ego out there that he wants to morph off into. We done talked to Dart Brandon. We done talked to Frederica. Maybe we could talk to Karen.
Because there's a line to turn it in, or they can't vote because they're
most people that have those kind of mental issues have a woman in the closet of people that they are. Now, I don't know which one Frederica would call out. Hopefully it'd be a hot blonde. That blood probably isn't fake. Probably ain't.
Check in because they weren't able to properly check out at the previous polling center they were at because we as poll workers were not taught how to check out voters at our poll centers. So if a tabulator goes down and they have to come to our poll center, you know what this means? It means that they're still checked in at another poll center and being forced to take provisional ballots which are not being counted. In other words, they see this, they see the long line from the printer, and then at my poll center, where we literally had at 7
we have nobody with balls in this country in positions of power.
Waiting in line. Of those 675, do you know how many came in? 150. It means that you have personally disenfranchised voters. They have came, they have seen, and they have given up because they know what is going on. And if you willingly certify this election, look at it. Every single one of us who's a poll center worker right now is making fun of you. Every single one of us. You are the butt of our jokes.
Disaster.
Now, here's your chance. Validate yourself. Save yourself. Be the hero for once in your life.
Or you can be the defendant. Irene Cara gave myself a very special birthday gift today. I got vaccinated. Oh, Lord! So this one right here, she verifies that she had the vaccine. That's one that we know had the vaccine that has just died recently. What she died of, we don't know. Could it be this? Could be. She is one that, I say all the time, I'd like to see the headlines when they show these young people and sports heroes and all that have just died. It should have an asterisk on there. Unvaccinated or vaccinated. She was vaccinated. She told us herself. She gave it to herself for her birthday gift. How you feeling about that now, Irene? I feel pretty bad. Flood Twitter with pornographic spam. Chinese communists flood Twitter with pornographic spam to hide truth about protests. Shanghai. Oh, it's got the porn on there. Oh, you can't even see that one. Oh, there's one. Click on that one. Damn, police is running over people. Damn. You see that car? That car run over people. It was a cop car. Look at them in their get-ups. Them are riot control, guys. Young children hand money to a drag queen at a family-friendly all-ages drag show in Virginia. Sick. Sick. Where did it all go so wrong? See what the cities used to look like back in the olden days. Look what they look like now. This right here should show you that evolution don't happen. We regressed from this to this. You take a copy and put it on the copy machine, and you keep running copies of the same picture, it fades out. Look how we faded. This is beautiful. This is sad. This is like a kindergartner can build this. You have to be an engineer to build this. Well, an engineer built that too. Okay. Red Mercury. Red Mercury. Danger, Red Mercury. That looks like a Nazi symbol on there. What is that? That's a Nazi symbol. Where did he get that shit at? There was a Nazi symbol on there, so it should be over a long time ago.
Since the January 6th attack on the US Capitol, when supporters of Donald Trump stormed this building, trying to prevent the election victory of Joe Biden from being certified. On the anniversary. Oh my God.
You stop lying out there, girl.
Sam.
Better be glad it ain't raining out there. You probably get struck by some lightning. Rocket hits the firmament at dawn. There's no outer space. There is water above, like it says in the Bible. Truth is one.
Boom, there it was. I saw it. Boom! Man, the plume in this camera looks crazy. Boom, there it was.
Hit the firmament.
Boom!
Frederica, go look at it going to outer space.
I represent
We played him already.
About Twitter, you know, there's a researcher at Stanford who says that this is a critical moment, really, in terms of ensuring that Twitter does not become a vector for misinformation. I mean, are you concerned about the, you know, Elon Musk says there's more and more subscribers coming online. Are you concerned about that, and what tools do you...
Are you concerned about him taking over y'all's propaganda machine, where y'all were directing the narrative and silencing people that went against what the lies that y'all were trying to tell? Does that concern you at all? Let's see what curly hair French fry girls, how her answer is.
Who is it at the White House that is really keeping track of this? The question about Twitter, you know, there's a researcher...
Rutgers thinks Joe Biden's room temperature IQ press secretary, whose job description is to spread misinformation and disinformation, is capable of policing Twitter. I'm a gangster. Nope, you're a bitch. Shut up and pull your effing pants up. That's a good one right there. Chapman's.
Yeah, hello, hi sir. My name is Sasha. I'm calling from 99 Freight, and one of my trucks is having some problem with the transmission. It's automatic, and I'm just wondering, are you doing those kind of the repairs?
Yeah, something with the transmission. We'd have to see what's going on with it. We don't work on transmissions, but you know, if the transmission needed to be replaced or something like that, we could do that. But we don't work internally on transmissions.
To be honest, I don't know. The only information that I have from the driver is that it's in second gear. It's stuck in second gear.
Yeah, he'd have to get it over here so we could look at it and see what's wrong with it.
And tell us this, can I send him now? He's close to your shop.
Yeah, you can send him over here and we can try to get him up there and see what's going on. You said it's automatic?
Yes, 2018 Canvas truck.
Yeah, send him over here. We can try to get him up in there. What time is it? It's 4 o'clock. We might not be able to get him in there today because it's 4 o'clock and we close at 6.
Okay, I will explain to him. If not tomorrow morning, that's fine.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he comes on over here, we can try to get him up there.
I understand. Okay, let me call him right away and he will give you all the information about our company.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Just working. I'm working hard, man. Working hard. You return your Tesla, buy a Volkswagen, then discover the history of Volkswagen. Where's your mask at? Where is your damn mask at, girl? Well, he put it on his head like a hat. A toboggan. A toboggan. What's a toboggan? That's the thing you wear on your head. If it's cold. What else is a toboggan? That thing you slide down the hill with when it's snowing outside. There's 2 toboggans. There's 2.
And no one seems to be saying a thing. It really is very, very strange that this is going on.
Now, we don't want to get into conspiracy theory, but to me, it's inexplicable.
See that? Look at that. Look at that.
That's mainstream media.
That's the shit they give you when you ask for documents, and this is all redacted. All this black shit. That's so you can't see what they said in here.
It's not all over.
But there's nothing to see here. We're not trying to hide anything from you. Well, then why is this all black? Look at that little white strip right there as a sentence. Why is this right here black? Well, we're not trying to hide nothing.
And shouting it from the rooftops because there's a major phenomena that we're suffering from. And it's different age groups as well. It's not just young people. So if we go onto this screen again here, we can actually do this by age group.
Registered death.
And look at different age groups, and we see that that is the age group. That age group there is all. So excess deaths in all age group. But we actually see, albeit with a smaller scale, thankfully, excess deaths in 0 to 24s. Excess deaths in 25 to 49s, excess deaths in 50 to 64s, excess deaths in every age group, more than we would expect. And
wonder what that is.
And yet people don't seem to be talking about it. Very, very strange.
Oh, we're talking about it, but they keep silencing us when we talk about it. They keep shutting us up, silencing us, taking our pages down, because they're complicit in this bullshit that's going on around the world.
For years they have given us their songs, their labor, their dreams. In exchange,
See the apple with the bite out of it? That's mocking God. The rainbow, mocking God.
we shall prevail.
Epic Games has defied the App Store monopoly. In retaliation, Apple is blocking Fortnite from 1 billion devices. Join the fight to stop 2020 from becoming 1984. Fortnite's like one of the biggest games out there. I've never played it.
The boss. We need help from the boss. That's what happened. You still need help from the boss. We need help from the boss.
Jesus Christ.
We need help. Yeah, we need help. It's all right to say it. Now, they'll criticize me for that. How dare he say that? How dare he say that? No, I'll say it. I'll say it.
So that's what I'm saying. You have to be strong and brave enough to say it right to their face. Jesus Christ is the only way. You don't like it, that's your tough luck. Go over there and die. I'm not forcing you to believe in Jesus. I'm just telling you, I believe in Jesus. And I'm saying you should believe in Jesus. You don't have to. Go do your thing.
I'll say it. Somebody said to me the other day, "You're the most famous person in the world by far." I said, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not." They said, "Yes, you are." I said, "No." They said, "Who's more famous?" I said, "Jesus Christ."
Boom, 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 boom. Don't let Trump cheat in 2024. Demand voter ID. Oh, yeah. Choose wisely. You can have 1, a Taylor Swift ticket, or 11,000 Mac chickens. Give me the Mac chickens. Because this girl's a whore. She's used up, run through. What do you mean? Well, how many songs did she have on her last album? 8, 9. All of them was about a certain guy. She's the problem. It ain't them guys she's getting with. She's the common denominator.
And all for hearing me today. I am Joanne Pierce, an in-town resident of Wickenburg. On October 10th, 2022, a massive hurricane hit and devastated Florida. On November 8th, 2022, a few weeks later, 7.5 million people voted on written ballots in the general election. 5 to 7 hours later, all ballots were hand counted, and the winners of those elections were announced. Meanwhile, in our Arizona, U5 BOS's and ACSOS's department was incapable of providing anything resembling a final count for weeks. Every single one of you ought to be ashamed of how Arizona is now the laughing stock of the nation because Maricopa County is inept. Corruption occurred, people's votes haven't been counted, and thousands of votes have been disenfranchised. Arizona needs to vote and count as Florida did November 8th, 2022. Shame to hell to Maricopa County for dragging our fine Arizona straight to the toilet.
Yeah, tell them. What y'all need to do is get them people off. Vote them out. Well, you can't vote them out. They're cheating.
Off hormones / detransitioning for a couple of years.
This is a detransitioner.
My name is Maddie, and I sound like a dude, but I'm not. So I transitioned for a few years, and I've been off hormones / detransitioning for a couple of years. Here's the deal. When I went to transition, I had to go to counseling to get a letter of referral to a doctor. The doctor wouldn't see me without that. But I only had to go to like 2 sessions before this counselor was like, yeah, you have gender dysphoria. You need to be treated by a doctor. Let's get you this note. She wrote me the letter of recommendation. I took it to a doctor, and this doctor prescribed me testosterone on the first visit.
Now my penis is about this long now from taking that testosterone.
I'm not crying and blaming him for my decisions because I was a legal adult. I was a legal adult.
Frederica, learn how to read, bitch.
I knew that my voice would be permanently altered. I knew that I would permanently grow facial hair, which I still do. You can't really see it right now because I pluck my face. Literally, these tweezers are in my car all the time because on my brakes, I pluck my face. Anyways, I was a legal adult when I made these decisions, but now my issue with this is that they're allowing these things to happen to children. Children who can't drive. Children who are not old enough to buy alcohol because their brains they're not mature enough to do that. Kids who aren't mature enough to apparently buy nicotine according to the law. They can't buy nicotine. They can't get a tattoo without parental consent because that's a permanent thing on your body that you don't, mentally you don't understand that it's going to be forever.
Forever seems such a long time away when you're a kid until you get older. You go, man, forever's coming up quick on me.
And here's the thing. If this would have been...
Forever what? You're going to be dead forever.
As much of a push, for the transgender issue whenever I was a kid, I would have been one of those kids. I would have been on... Because I didn't know what transgender was whenever I was that age. But if I would have been on puberty block.
Hello? Hello?
Good afternoon. My name is Sam, and how are you eating today?
Well, Sam, let me ask you a question. Do you support Donald J. Trump?
I'm sorry?
Do you support Donald J. Trump?
No.
Well, then get off my phone, bitch. Then get off my phone, bitch.
Because I did not feel like a girl. I felt like a boy. I did all the boy things. I did not feel like I was supposed to be a girl. I never pictured myself as a woman, at my wedding day. I pictured myself as the guy. I never pictured myself as a mom. I pictured myself as the dad.
Oh, yeah.
As a kid, doing playtime or whatever, I would either be the dad in the situation, or I would be the depressed daughter, right? Which it was sad. Anyways, but I can't get over this. Like, they can't make these decisions, folks. Guys, they can't. They're babies. They're children. They can't drive. They can't smoke. They can't drink. They can't, like, they can't get a tattoo. Like, this is insane. Why are we allowing this to happen to children? I would have been so much further along in my transition before, like, if I would have started that young. And I'm detransitioning, so that would not have worked out the way that I thought it would work out whenever I was that age.
Smashley.
All for hearing me.
Uh-oh.
My toxic trait is that I feel like a literal god when I look this hot.
Look what hot?
What the fuck on? Like, how is this not? Like, am I not worth worshipping?
No.
I am. Sorry. My toxic trait is that I feel like a literal god when I look this hot.
Frederica.
What the fuck on?
You want to know where all the white women at? Right there you go.
Like, am I not worth
You can have that one, Frederica. I'll pass. Lingams found all over India believed to be an item of worship, but I am convinced they were much more than that. What is that? Yeah, it looks like some kind of rat trap. I don't know what that is. Lingams found all over India. Lingams. Flat Earth, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Not enough time for me to say what I'm going to say, but I'm going to.
Hey, Billy, how you doing?
My name's Kim.
Dude from Massachusetts, and I don't like the way country's headed.
You don't like the way what?
This country's headed. I don't like where this country's headed.
Well, get out and vote there for a Republican. Thank you there, Billy. That ain't Billy. That's Frederica. Flat Earth, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello, good afternoon. This is Forrest from Felines for Freedom. We are a Washington-based nonprofit dedicated to stopping Putin's war on misogyny. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing great.
Well, that's wonderful to hear, sir. Like I said, my name's Forrest. We are from Felines for Freedom, and just a $10 donation can provide transport for one cuddly feline to be sent to the front lines of the Ukrainian conflict. Not only will a cute kitty boost the morale of the Ukrainian freedom fighters, but the optics of the cats fighting alongside their Ukrainian brothers is expected to boost support for the Ukraine by as much as 30%, and that's big.
That is big.
So, would you be interested in donating just $10 to this vital and noble cause today, sir?
I can't seem to do it today, man. If you'd have called me a little bit earlier, I could have got you. I could have broke you off $10. But I done spent that money on a foot-long Subway.
Oh, the footlongs are delicious, sir.
Yeah.
Well, sir, I'll be honest with you. $10 is the base level donation, and while that will provide a cat being sent to the Ukraine, it really won't be the most photogenic of cats. And a $20 donation would ensure that it's a very cute cat that gets over there to those soldiers who are vitally needing cats.
They do need some good-looking cats over there. But like I said, if you'd have called me, I'm 20 minutes earlier, you could have got my last $10. But like I said, I spent the last 10 on a foot-long Subway sandwich, cold-cut combo, on wheat bread.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, sir. I really just don't like cats very much, and I'm really looking to send as many of them as I can to an active war zone.
Oh.
$10 would really help that cause.
What? How many can you put in a box?
Depending on the size of the box, we have a guy in the postal industry. He might be able to help us with that. But so far, we've been limited to 5.
5 per box. Do you got plenty of boxes?
We have a backlog of boxes right now. The grocery store down the street gives us banana boxes.
Oh, I was
going
going
to tape the lids on, but they're pretty sturdy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I got some extra boxes I could help you out with. I'd donate the boxes to you. Give them to you for free so you can clean up your area. Now, what I've come to find out, if you can't send them to a war zone, they come in handy in a barbecue.
We have a Chinese restaurant down the street. They do pretty good business on that.
Do they? Well, I like to cook up my own barbecue kittens when I'm doing barbecue. I like the sweet and sour barbecue mix?
They do a real nice hot mustard as well.
Hot mustard is good. Now, do you have fried rice or you have steamed rice?
The chow mein's great. The rice isn't so good up here.
What is chow mein? What is that?
It's the noodles.
Oh, they call it something else down here. It's called, what is that stuff called? Lo mein. They call it lo mein down here. But I'm from
further down south. It's lower down there.
Yeah, I'm from Georgia, so they call it lo mein down here, not the chow mein. Chow mein, I thought you was referencing to the dogs.
No, that's another organization, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get y'all confused.
We just work with cats here. Well, thank you very much, sir. We appreciate your help. I've got a lot more numbers on the list. So
okay, well, good luck out there, man. I hope you can find some people that'll donate some money so you can send as many cats as you can over there to Ukraine.
Doing God's work, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. He's sending cats over there to Ukraine.
Тогда возвращались хотя
What's she saying?
В погребах, в подвалах под сиренами, блядь, и не знаю, чем кормить детей. Да как же ж тебе, скотобаза, не стыдно? Что сделал ты, хуй моржовый, за время своего правления? Скотина! Ты сделал все для того, чтобы выехала еще больше, чем, блядь, уезжала до тебя. Только тогда возвращались хотя бы с деньгами зарабичане, блядь, и строили нашу страну. А сейчас нас просто убивают в нашей стране, потому что ты, пидор, не хочешь садиться за стол переговоров. Скотина! Почему ты беженцам ни одной своей яхты, виллы не дал? Не принял там мам с детьми, а? Почему твоя жена, блядь, не занимается женскими обязанностями, а ходит, попрошайничает, оружие, блядь, выпрашивает, вам бабок мало? Ну да, ты ж пришел просто миллионером, а теперь стал миллиардером, да? Хуйло вонючее. Ты хуйло, сука, хуйло. А я когда-то думала, что ты придешь и что-то изменишь в нашей стране. А ты пришел и сделал все только хуже. Только хуже. Но за правду, как живет бедно Украина, спасибо, что ты сказал. Что вы теперь богатые стали богаче, потому что воду продаете во время войны.
Sell water during the war.
Но ты ж имей в виду, на том свете
God will hold everyone accountable.
Спросит, и неважно, богатый ты или бедный, с домом ты или бездомный. Перед Богом станем все, и твои дети тоже.
I'll stand before God and your children too. A message from a Ukrainian woman to Zelensky. Then she didn't sound like she was happy. The Twitter files on free speech suppression. Hey, Jeff, let me call you back.
All right, buddy.
All right.
All right, bye.
Bye. Twitter files on free speech suppression soon to be published on Twitter itself. The public deserves to know what really happened. That's why they're trying to take his app off, because they got to have the silence. The internet goes dark, so you can't see what these people were doing. Why? Well, he come in and bought Twitter, and he's got all the access to all the shit they were doing in the backgrounds on the servers and the hotlines to the White House, and God knows who they was talking to. Curly hair French fry girl right here could pick the phone up and go, could you take him off the air? Could you take his channel down? He's talking too much sense out there. Waking up too many people. Frederica ain't come around yet, but some of the other ones might.
This is a critical moment.
Now, this is where we get the answer. Where this, I don't know what this is. She's asking about Twitter. Do you think Twitter ought to be trusted now? Well, why didn't y'all have a problem with Twitter before? Oh, it's because y'all were in control of it.
Ensuring that.
And now you're not. And we can see that you're getting awful fidgety over here. Seems like you might be a little nervous.
Twitter does not become a vector for misinformation.
Not a vector. You mean like CNN, ABC, MSNBC, NBC might be there for misinformation? What about this podium where this curly-haired French fry girl, the black lesbian, stands up here and tells us that to go out and get vaccinated? Well, the vaccine don't work. Yeah, we've already established that. Now, we would like to answer some questions on this shit about all of these people suddenly dying. Could you give us some answers on what's going on with that? And could you tell us if these people that are suddenly dying were vaccinated or unvaccinated? Just start there, for instance.
I mean, are you concerned about the, Elon Musk says there's more and more subscribers coming online.
And more subscribers on there. And I thought y'all said it was going to crash and burn. That didn't work out for you, did it? Well, we can get all these companies over here to stop advertising on there. Okay, that's good. Hey, y'all gone? All right, we'll see. But know this, when you come back, your rates will be doubled if we allow you to be back over here advertising.
Are you concerned about that, and what?
If you don't go out of business because I'm going to post all these companies' names over here. If you don't go out of business, because you're alienating half of the population, what you should have did was stick to what you was in business doing instead of getting involved in politics. But you overplayed your hand. Why? Because Trump come in and exposed all y'all corrupt asses.
Tools do you have? Who is it at the White House that is really keeping track of this?
Well, we had that Bobolinsky girl, whatever her name was, the girl that was singing, wanting to know whose dick she had to suck to get ahead. Looked like a man, had a big iron jaw. She was going to be in control of the misinformation. You know, they were going to put the finger on the scales and go, that's misinformation. Come to find out all this shit y'all been saying was misinformation is not misinformation.
This is something that we're certainly keeping an eye on.
You keeping an eye on it?
Look,
which one? You can't even look up at people.
That's
how much you know you're lying.
Clear,
can't even look people in the eye.
When it comes to social media platforms, it is their responsibility to make sure that when it comes to misinformation, when we comes to the hate that we're seeing, that they take action, that they continue to take action. Again, we're all keeping a close.
Because Elon said everybody that didn't break the law is going to be back on Twitter this week. Wonder if they're going to let Alex Jones back on there.
Eye on this. We're all monitoring what's currently occurring.
A lot of eggs out there.
And, we see it with our own eyes.
There are a bunch of eggs out there.
And just for
hopefully you got some in your lady regions down there so you could reproduce and populate Earth. You don't want to do that, do you?
For ourselves, what's happening on Twitter. But again, social media companies have
sassy.
a responsibility to prevent.
Is that sassy?
From being used
or is that
by
rich?
Any user to incite violence,
Tyrizzle.
especially violence directed at individual communities, as we have been seeing. And the
Victor,
president has been very
what's your vector, Victor?
Calling that out. He'll continue to do that, and we're going to continue to monitor the situation. Go ahead, Phil. An eye on, and look, we have always been very clear, and that when it comes to social media platforms, it is their responsibility to make sure that when it comes to misinformation, when we comes to the hate that we're seeing.
See, this is what we just played, but they're talking about silencing people. China's zero COVID policy.
Leaders seem to envy the dictator's powers.
He speaks and his people sit up at attention. I want my people to do the same.
President Obama once said it would be so much easier to be the president of China. Canada's silly prime minister talks about
admiration I actually have for China, because their basic dictatorship is allowing them
sucking China's penis.
Turn their economy around on a dime.
It's dictator envy.
This utopian dream that if only someone at the top could just point us in a certain direction, everything would go well.
I alone can fix it.
People like a strong leader.
People like a strong leader of their own imagination, one who does all those things that they've always dreamt about.
Dictators do get some things done. China covered this mountain in solar panels.
Look at that.
What if we could just be China for a day?
Thomas Friedman of New York Times famously said that he wanted to be China for a day to solve global warming because it would all be so easy. We've heard lots of people in the West praising China for their ability to get
misinformation and hate speech silencing people.
Misinformation and hate speech, what?
Yeah, that's what she's going to silence, not people. Misinformation and hate speech.
Well, what is misinformation?
Lies. The shit you hang up for.
You talking about the lies that they've been telling us? Hold up. You talking about Frederica? You talking about the lies they've been telling us? Is that the lies you're talking about?
Lies you've been spewing.
What lies have I told you?
Whatever they got for 2 blocks in the past, I don't know.
Well, I told you that the COVID vaccine, I told you that it come from China.
Well, Trump,
They silenced me for that. Hold up, Frederica. They silenced me for that. Now, where did it come from?
China.
Let me silence you. Let me let you feel how it feels when you tell the truth to get silenced there, Frederica. You done had your 2 calls today. You had 3 because you called up here trying to be Billy.
Wind turbines everywhere.
Tell me nothing about no misinformation. I can give you misinformation all day long if I want to give you misinformation. It's called free speech. What they're going to do with this misinformation shit is they're going to eventually bring it around to religion is what they're going to do. Y'all ain't fooling nobody. I can see through. We're playing chess here. I can see what your moves are. Now, you might fool Frederick over here because he don't know where the checker box is at. He can't find it.
Wind turbines
He can't play tic-tac-toe without losing.
don't produce more power. Around 30% of them are not even
Look at 'em.
connected to the grid. And why is that? Because they didn't build them to make money. They built them because they wanted to meet a political goal.
China political goal. Yes.
Hospital in 8 days. American
Yeah,
media
that's
told.
done. When you holler every time button get done, I had it all back together.
So you done did the brakes on it, the wheel seal, gasket, axle gasket,
Yeah. I got all
8-hole axle gasket.
I got all that on working with.
What position it was?
All right.
What position it was? How much brake clean you used? And then go over it with it while she's typing it in so you get everything on there.
Yeah.
2 hours later.
All right. When you ready to get up there, every time button get
Yeah.
on it. I already had it done. I was just waiting on the axle not to get back.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Told us we should look to China to contain COVID.
How uncomfortable is it that perhaps China's authoritarian ways did prevent this?
I think they prevented a broader spread.
But that leaves out the costs of the dictator's policies.
Tens of thousands forcibly bused to quarantine centers.
Oh.
The most brutal actions
Oh.
against its own people. Citizens being hit, beaten.
One city even
Ooh, the
put
cats.
COVID patients' pets in back.
Hey, that guy that called about the cats in the boxes. That looks like more than 5 in that bag.
And killed them.
The zero COVID policy has turned into a nightmare. That's what you get with dictators. If a government is big enough to give you anything, it's big enough to take everything.
Stockholm, Sweden.
新冠肺炎疫情，我们以人民至上。
The dictator says this is what we need to do to get rid of COVID.
Xi Jinping turned zero COVID into a symbol of his powers, his ability to run things, run the world.
That's why China is one country that has not said we must live with COVID.
He cannot live with a virus like the rest of us have learned, because that would ruin his reputation.
At the beginning of the pandemic, America imitated China's lockdowns.
This is the Volusia Sheriff's Office. Please adhere to social distancing guidelines.
If we see continued
Social distancing guidelines.
step in and shut off their water and power.
You are so full of crap. There was lots of political bickering. People hate this, but the fighting.
Geraldo's been to the island.
Consider new ideas, and in America, the strictest rules were eventually removed. This constant bickering and arguing is not weakness; it's strength.
This is a strength because it means that we see different things and we bring different ideas to the table.
By contrast,
when we have one guy at the top, they begin to fall for their own propaganda myth. Putin, for example, thought that
I'm thinking about moving to Russia.
His own military was in excellent shape. Ukraine was seen as a joke of a country, a place of latte-drinking comedians.
That's him. That's Zelensky.
Ukrainian President Zelensky was a comedian before becoming president.
A drag-wearing comedian.
His army was called a joke.
The Ukrainian military is so weak, so outmanned, so outgunned.
And they would just run away the moment they saw muscular Russian paratroopers.
This is probably going to be a very quick operation by the Russians.
But Actually, it was the other way around.
This invasion has been a strategic disaster for Russia.
They were going to take over.
The news is telling you that. Remember who's telling you that it's a strategic catastrophe for Russia? Russia's doing what they're supposed to be doing over there.
Most of the country.
Let the cat out of the bag. That was a bunch of cats with the JS.
A complete fiasco.
The Ukrainian farmers towing Russian armored vehicles.
Some Russian soldiers are punching holes in their own fuel tanks.
In freer countries,
journalists, people online would have seen those problems already and brought them forth.
But in Russia, no one wants to bring Putin bad news.
Начать переговорный процесс? Я говорите прямо. Я поддержу предложение о признании. Поддержу или поддерживаю? Говорите прямо, Сергей.
You all just want to make the leader happy. You don't want to point out the problems, and anyone who does might end up in jail.
So dictators get
what happened, Drizzy?
And make bad decisions because there's no open dissent, no bickering.
This bickering is pointless. This is the Tarkin mistake. Princess Leia in Star Wars tells Tarkin of the Empire.
The more you tighten your grip, Tarkin, the more star systems will slip through your fingers.
That's what happens when you centralize. You will lose individual initiative. You will lose local knowledge. If you can mobilize everybody in one direction, well, sometimes
Putin bandwagon.
Us all
Get
over
if.
the cliff.
The Russians still don't have enough gas and have run out of food.
You're on Ukraine's bandwagon. Why can't you pick a team? I'll pick a team.
But it can prevent the worst from happening. That is enough. And that's really what freedom and democracy is about. It doesn't guarantee us heaven, but at least it makes us sure that we won't end up in hell.
Clown world. China authority will do this to you at the airport if your QR code is red. Then they will send you off to the quarantine camp. That's what you want, Frederica. Frederica wants to live in a place like that.
Was a marshal at this last election, but prior to even having November 8th,
y'all listen to her and get some coffee.
Training, as we were practicing on the tabulators, they didn't even work on that day. We were given different ballots, and as you scan the ballots, they're supposed to have a certain code on there, and none of them worked. I think maybe one out of how many tries we did. He kept saying, oh, it's supposed to give this code. So they didn't even work when we were training. On election day, a few minutes after the first person comes up to get their scan their ballots, misread, turn it over, misread. And that's how it happened for the whole entire day. We also had an incident where our scanners lost power. We didn't realize when they set them up, they didn't turn them on. They didn't have the power strip on. So 2 hours into it, our scanners went down. It took about 30 minutes for them to reboot. And so we were able to scan. I was able to keep people at the polling place because I told them stay there. But I know, with everything that you're hearing, all the testimony, I know what I'm saying is probably just going to be dropped into bin number 3. As I'm dropping the report, this election report is going right into bin number 3. Because the thing of it is, we are living in perilous times. This is a battle of good and evil. You can sit as lords over us, and I hope that anybody that's running for a position in politics would get it through their heads that when they're elected, they're not gods over us. They are elected and your servants to us, we the people. And there will come a day when you will sit before a higher judge. You will sit before a higher judge, and you will be held accountable for your role in what's been going on, for the deception and mocking God with calling evil good and good evil. Thank you.
And ma'am, if I could just ask you which voting center that was at that you're working at?
It was at the Estrella Foothills.
Thank you very much for your work on Election Day.
So no air gas around here? It's got no settling?
Well, no. Donnie just went to air gas.
There's more air gas places than that one over there. Air gas is a big company.
Yeah. Only in the morning when I get up, I can move and start. I don't wait to get off work.
Yeah.
I can get on the meter clock.
Yeah. 5. 5 park lane. Put a parts run on there. Shop fee, 2 hours labor, and whatever parts they give. Brakes, wheel seal, 8-hole axle gasket, a quart of Lucas hub oil.
Hold up real quick. Hold up. Keep me in mind on this. All thing. I just did that.
Who? What is it? What'd you say? Hubble. Lucas Hubble.
How much?
Quart.
Keep that refrigerator stock.
Axle nut, y'all had to replace the axle nut on that?
Yeah.
Replace it. And what position it was, in case it comes back in leaking. So you'll know. Left rear,
That's
right
the guy
rear?
for the radiator?
No.
You got a radiator? No, the one.
Schneider?
You got a
Yeah.
radiator?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they called this morning about it.
What is that used now?
A used radiator? They wanna put a used radiator in? Is it you getting a radiator?
Yes, sir.
You wanna put a used radiator in? Or rebuilt? Where are you getting it from? Kearns? Alright, yeah, Kearns will have a warranty. If he's, you getting the radiator?
Yeah.
He already got it.
Okay.
We have
Yeah.
got it.
See, Kearns will have a warranty on it if they rebuild.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was no space for so it's just on the other side of that black.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it? Yes, sir.
let's get that, rollback moved out of the way till we can use that spot right there.
For what? For the radiator?
Yeah, or are you gonna do it in the back door?
No, I guess they'll let you, they'll let me know. I got them all, they'll tell her.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll let you know. Whenever else they come.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know whether you guys are gonna say what's in there or you're gonna need a little bit more.
Uh-oh, what happened? Where'd Jamie go? There he is. What's going on? Tommy T-Bone. Oh, that wasn't long enough. Let me get y'all a longer one to watch. Blair on medical apartheid. It's important to distinguish between the vaccinated and unvaccinated. Give the vaccinated the most amount of freedoms.
So here at home, if we do have to adjust some of the freedoms because of the rising pressure from new variants, then it's important at least to ensure that those people who are vaccinated have the maximum freedom they can. And I think that could also be done for travel as well. Is it acceptable to turn down a vaccine?
I can't hear that.
Unless you've got a good medical reason, my view very clearly is no. And I think that's why it's important to give people a real incentive to get vaccinated. Because, you know, if you are vaccinated, the evidence is absolutely clear. It reduces the risk of, I think it's uncertain.
He's lying. That's misinformation right there, Frederica. More people that have died with COVID are the ones that are vaccinated. Fact. Grandpa smells like piss. Hunter Biden scratch and sniff children's adventure book. Hunter's coming out. He's an author now. Kim Kardashian, I've been quiet for the past few days, not because I haven't been disgusted and outraged by the recent Bolsonaro campaigns, but because I wanted an opportunity to speak to their team to understand for myself how this could have happened. Now, apparently, Bolsonaro, I don't know how to pronounce that word, they have sued the people that made that ad after they signed off on that ad. Flat Earth, what's your name? Where you calling from?
I want you to stop right down and look that fact up.
What fact?
You said more people have died from not getting the vaccine that then got the vaccine, right?
No, I said more people have died from COVID. More people have died from COVID that have the vaccine than non-vaccinated.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's come on. More people die from COVID. That's come on now.
With the vaccine than unvaccinated. The majority of people that have died with COVID or from COVID, I played it on here.
More people die from COVID than anything. Let's get that.
More people, whatever you call it, what you want to call it.
Okay.
More people have died that have been vaccinated than unvaccinated.
That's not true.
Oh, it is true. I played it on here. I appreciate Valencia's removal of the campaigns and apology and speaking with him. I believe they understand the seriousness of the issue and will take the necessary measures for this to never happen again. As for my future with Valencia, I am currently reevaluating my relationship with the brand, basing it off their willingness to accept accountability for something that should have never happened to begin with and the actions I am expecting to see them take to protect children. If that's the radiator, they need to go ahead and get it up there and get started on it.
You put that in misinformation.
Want me to give it to them then?
Yeah, tell them go ahead and get it up there and get started with it. They can move that. Your brother said he's going to put it at the back door. I don't know what Buckingham's got left on that
trailer.
On that trailer. That thing should be finished. That's a truck and trailer, right? The one that got the airbags. They should be finished with that by now.
Mama.
Doing the show, Mama. Call you back, Mama.
I'll be up there tomorrow.
Okay, you'll be up here tomorrow. I got you. Bye. All right, Frederica, you done had 5 calls. No more calls today. Balenciaga got called out for their child porn pedophilia bullshit. They're not the only ones. Guess who else was involved in that? Ghislaine Maxwell. She was trafficking kids. We don't know who any of her clients were. We haven't heard. Spot the difference? Let's see. Remarkable bravery. Anti-lockdown protesters returned to the same spot in Shanghai after being pepper sprayed by police. Coronavirus conspiracy theorists clash with police at anti-lockdown protest. Remarkable bravery. Coronavirus conspiracy theorist. Remarkable bravery. You see the difference? Same news agency, Sky News. Somewhere, someone is showering with a mask on. I just know it. How come we didn't have all of these people out here die? The homeless that clog up our cities. California's slap full of them. The streets are running brown with feces.
Today didn't include any explicit calls for China to stop detaining. The statement you issued, or that was issued earlier today, didn't include any explicit calls for China to stop detaining and harming protesters and journalists.
We're watching this closely, as you might expect we would. And again, we continue to stand up and support the right of peaceful protest. And I think we're going to watch this closely, and we'll see where things go.
The statement you issued...
That was Xi Jinping. Tonight,
if it was done on purpose, which as we've just deciphered it must have been, why are they doing this? And I don't think many people understand why a brand like Balenciaga would so openly show the world that they are trying to promote pedophilia.
Tell them.
I'll tell them why. So some could argue that they're trying to advertise it and encourage it. Normalize. And that is the case. That is what they're trying to do. But it actually goes a level deeper. Satanists, people who worship Satan, believe...
Chapman, Flat Earth.
Yeah, Jamie, it's Melissa. That sassy better knock her bullshit off. Me saying I have pneumonia is not saying I have fucking COVID. I'm done.
Put her in timeout.
Oh, I'm
I just put her in timeout.
Okay, well, I'm done being nice. I have been nice to them. Yet, her and, what the hell, Fraudrica.
Fraudrica? Trader Rica.
Trader whatever. But I do not have COVID. Never had said I did. That's spreading misinformation.
That's right. Stop spreading misinformation over here. Who is it? What is it? Sassy Nass Abortion? Nasty Abortions? What is it?
That's that sassy bullshit.
That's Rich.
AKA, I believe, Rich.
Dr. Drizzy.
I'm just not in the mood for the bullshit, so I'm going to log off.
Okay. Yeah, hope you get to feeling better.
Thanks, Jamie.
All right. Zinc. And ivermectin.
I have everything under the sun. That's why I don't have COVID.
All right. Hope you get to feeling better.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Bye-bye.
In karmic retribution, they believe that they can suffer the consequence of lying and tricking you. So the very simple premise is this. If I sell poison apples and I write apples and you come and eat one, I poisoned you. But if I sell poison apples and I have a sign that says apples, they're poison, and you come and eat one, you committed suicide. I haven't murdered you. You've committed suicide.
That's what Satanists believe.
Satanists believe by telling you what they're doing, they don't have any karmic retribution. I'm not responsible for the consequence. I'm not responsible for all the negative fallout from my actions if they understood what I was doing and allowed me to do it. This is why they show you and tell you what they're doing. If I show you and tell you that we are pedophiles and you continue to buy our products, then you're supporting pedophilia. And you're obviously okay with us being pedophiles. If I do it hidden behind your back, then you can argue and say, I didn't know they were pedophiles. But by showing you, I've shown you I'm a pedophile. You still want to wear my t-shirt. So obviously what I'm doing is okay. And this karmic retribution model and the way that Satanists view the world, and when I say Satanists, I genuinely mean people who worship real Satan. The people who are in charge of these brands and in charge of the Western world and in charge of the Matrix genuinely worship Satan. When you understand the idea of karmic retribution, you can apply that to so many scenarios. They're doing this with everything. Karmic retribution isn't just about Balenciaga. Let's look at the recent scam of COVID. They made it very clear to you it was bullshit. They made it very clear that the virus isn't going to hurt you.
They made it clear that they didn't listen. They disobeyed the mask laws.
Yeah, they made it very clear to you it was all stupid. So that when you still did it, they could say, well... We showed them it was dumb, but they did it anyway.
I'm going to drop a very subtle one in there that you probably don't want me to mention. I'm going to mention it anyway. If there was a certain world leader who is playing a role right now, integral to... How can I exactly put this? If there was a world leader right now who was playing the role of a hero, when in fact he was a villain, wouldn't it be funny if we publicly gave him an Oscar
for
playing a role?
For acting as something as he isn't.
Now, Google
they give him an Oscar too.
Have recently been handed Oscars in your face.
It's karmic. This is the whole point. They have to show you what they're doing so that when they're allowed to do it, that they can sit and say,
who was that? Sean Penn went over and give him his Oscar.
Yes. Complicity is what Satanists believe in. They don't want to outright lie to you and trick you. They have to tell you. This is why the Georgia Guidestones say we're going to reduce the world population. This is why they will say to you things like, listen to this. Imagine this for a second. Imagine you're at home and they say that COVID is dangerous. And then you watch the Black Lives Matter protests and they say that Black Lives Matter protests don't spread COVID because the cause is noble. And then after that, you still get the vaccine to protect yourself.
And still don't meet your friends and family or go to the funerals of your loved ones.
If you're that stupid,
seriously, if you don't stop your bullshit, you will be booted out of here.
Please.
But they're right.
They're right.
They're right.
The Satanists believe if you're that stupid, you deserve the consequences of not seeing your family members, of not being able to run your business and losing your job, of potentially dying from the vaccine. They believe you deserve all of these consequences because they've made it very clear to you that the whole thing is bullshit. And you agreed with it anyway. Balenciaga is not accidentally, repeatedly trying to tell you that they're supporting pedophilia. They're telling you on purpose. They believe in their religion there's no karmic reprehension for themselves. They're not going to face any consequence for their actions. And most people don't understand this. Once you understand how
Tommy
Satanists
T-Bone
work and why they show you what they're trying to do, then the whole world makes a lot more sense. This Balenciaga thing is not just a messed up advertising campaign and stupid cookies and little hidden things. No, this is pedophiles telling you they're pedophiles. Genuinely in real time.
No more monkeypox. And what he said is true. They're telling you they're pedophiles right in real time. It's in your face.
Nobel Prize, Dr. Caroline. Today, President Biden met with 3 U.S. winners of the 2022 Nobel Prize. Dr. Caroline Bertozzi, who won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. Dr. John Clauser, who won the Nobel Prize in Physics. And Dr. Douglas Diamond, who won the Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences. Today, President Biden...
Nobel Prize. Pfizer was fully aware that their vaccines were unsafe. Robert Kennedy Jr., your chance of dying of a heart attack from that vaccine, according to their own studies, is 500% greater than if you're unvaccinated. So they knew they were going to kill a lot of people, and they did it anyway. You see that, Frederica? Let me pull it up so you can see it. From their own studies, Frederica, they knew that your chance of getting a heart attack was increased by 500%. This is from the documents that they wanted to keep sealed for 75 years. Why would they do that, Frederica? Drink Coca-Cola in bottles, 5 cents. What? That looks like a swastika. Life is like a penis. Simple, soft, straight, relaxed, and hanging freely. Then women make it hard. Question for Maricopa County. For a county of 4.5 million residents, your official Twitter is following only 386 Twitter users. Why is it one of them empty wheel? She's a partner in Duty to Warn with John Gartner, whose company focuses on digitally manufactured consent and preferences. It's coming out. Truth's coming out. Carrie Lake told y'all. Y'all might want to think about it before y'all do some shit. He sliced some white bread. Keep a close eye on Elon Musk and what he's doing over there when he starts releasing shit. Here's Flat Earth Park in Sydney, Australia. Flat Earth Park.
Got around the world.
We got our own park, bitches. I ain't never seen y'all have no globe park. BLTs.
Here at Darling Park in Sydney.
There's a shame people ain't more caring in the world there, Sassy. You got talking about abortions and you talk about people caring. You don't care about nobody caring, or you wouldn't be wanting to kill babies.
That's very unusual, though. I'm not sure why they would put that there.
You wouldn't want to kill babies there, Sassy McNasty. Now, Sassy McNasty, if you want to argue with somebody, you don't have to argue with anybody in the chat, especially not a moderator, because I'm gonna tell her to ban your ass. You can call the phone number up if you want to argue with somebody. I'll handle you. You might be rich. You could be rich. Smashing. But I've seen your picture before. I love BLTs. What are you talking about, Tommy? I love BLTs. I like extra pile up the bacon on my sandwiches. This is how I do them, Tommy. I do mayonnaise. I put cheese on there. I put bacon on it. Then I put lettuce and tomato, bacon, cheese, mayonnaise. And smash that bitch up. It's still about that thick. How thick is it? About the size of an amber turd.
And I am a native of Arizona. I am from Scottsdale. I am an early voter that you're talking about. I was very concerned from the 2020 election because of what happened there. So my husband and I decided that instead of mailing our ballots in, we would go to the county recorder and hand deliver our votes. After spending much time going over our votes and filling out everything exactly as it should have been filled out. We took it down, and actually, I hate to admit it, but we left our votes at home because we both thought the other person had them. So we made
Flat Earth, what's your name? Where you calling from?
That's 5 o'clock. You got a game to do. They got other streams to go to.
Oh.
They can't respect the mods up in here.
Oh.
Let them go somewhere else.
All right.
Bye-bye. Shoot with y'all shit. Oh, I'm just playing. You want to go play a game?
Yeah, I'm finna jump off after this video.
I've had like 10 people tell me that Modern Warzone 1 ain't working.
It's not working?
It's working, but it's not. Like, even though you download it, you're going to have to uninstall and reinstall possibly.
Oh. Yeah, we'll just jump on the other one then.
Yeah, it works for me. It fucking sucks anyways. The game, like, the servers ain't up, so you get into a game, you're lagging worse than Warzone 2, then it'll just kick up and fast forward real fucking quick.
Who's that? Your daddy?
No,
it's your daddy, Frederica.
I will say this.
Watch this.
Everybody should
Watch this right here.
Because we follow.
Put the user in timeout. Frederica's in timeout now. Put him in timeout. Look at that, Drizzy. I like that.
Who put him in timeout?
You hang up on them, Jamie. What do you expect? Hang up on who, Lisa? What are you talking about? Frederica's called 5 times a day, Lisa.
Motherfucker calls all day.
What are you talking about? He called before in the gaming show. What are you talking about, Lisa?
Listen to this shit from like 8 o'clock in the morning until like fucking 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. All right.
One time I'm on the phone with Jamie, the Frederick ain't on the, he's calling in 10, 20 times.
Yeah. Him or Mike calling in when I ain't doing the damn regular show.
Hell, that's why Jamie didn't do one the other
It is
day.
gamer time. Yay, game time. All right, let me play this and we'll get over there.
Hey, Don, are you going to go on, oh, hell no, fuck it. You ain't going to do it.
I'm going to do it.
I guess I'll just see you on there. Just remember, y'all, respect the mods.
Respect the mods or you will be banned.
Worse. Now, I stepped out of this side, and I don't moderate the chats no more, unless it gets bad enough I have to come in to moderate them or do some shit. But in the end, it's only hurting y'all, because y'all bitch about wanting to have a show done, and then we do the show, or Jamie does the show, because I don't have nothing to do with it no more.
He don't do nothing.
But drama gets started. So,
Frederica.
respect the mods. Not that hard. Respect the mods. Y'all respect the police, right? Y'all back the blue. Respect the mods.
Yeah, respect the blue, baby. All right, Drizzy. I'll see you in a minute.
Blue, red, and the white. So, respect them.
Real None of Your Business refers this to gaming.
Here, let's give some shout-outs to the people that are fucking shit to me. Everybody that's here, usually, which I don't got a list, but I know who y'all are, we appreciate you.
Again,
See, y'all
one of the
special
best
too.
shows on
But
YouTube.
this is why we can't choose no more mods, because our hands are tied behind our back.
Because it's not appreciated.
Yourself.
Stubborn one, it's not appreciated. Back to blue. I don't back the blue.
So I shall let you go.
I back law and order. I don't back the blue blindly.
Jamie,
Huh?
whenever we go back to gaming, there will be no drama.
There ain't no drama on the gaming side.
That's because nobody's never there, but that's okay.
I hear you. All right, I'll see you over there. All right. Warzone's not working. The first one's not working, Lisa. The second one's working.
Office, and at that time we gave it to them and weren't greeted well, but it was okay. We gave them our vote, and they and we said we want it tracked. We want to make sure that our votes count.
I don't agree with him.
Got home, didn't hear from
because you're disrespecting mods over there, sassy.
Almost the 8th. Now we did this a week before the election,
and we don't believe you're a real person. If you're a real person, call the show. You got the number on there. You want to argue with somebody? Call and argue with me.
I actually called them 2 days
argue
before
with my
the
moderators.
election. Waited 25 minutes to talk to somebody.
Oh, I just said if they start arguing with y'all, give them 300-second timeouts every time.
25 minutes just to talk
Let's
to
keep
someone
timing
and
them
have
out.
a question answered. When I got on the phone, I explained the whole situation, and she told me that that
I'm not down with the blue line flag neither.
Okay, So still no notification, nothing that my vote was counted. So then I wanted to do the pure vote where you have to, I went through the whole process, giving them the last 4 digits of my Social Security, filling out all their forms to make sure that my vote was counted. Still no notice. Then my husband,
you were
called about his. They
Stop
said his signature
stupid.
is fine, which of course my signature should have been fine, and they said that his vote should be fine. It should be counted. To this day, our votes have never been certified as far as them counting.
So
that one got removed. The real troll killer, you got removed. Technology's a bitch. I don't care about your foot infection, Bryce. Some boomer explaining how cops will never support gun confiscation. People who realize that cops will do what they're told or they'll be replaced with someone who will. That's right. They violate their oath. Ain't that right, Trader Rica? Violate their oath. Jamie Chapman, they're taking Jamie off there. What? Thank you, Sippin. Thank you, Melissa. We're going to wrap this up here today. We'll see y'all later. Y'all come over to the gaming side. We'll see how much love y'all got for the show. We'll see you later.